Yo, what's good? Today we have a battle against a guy from the Magnitude set. This was a pretty long match, very stally, a lot of stalling and switching involved, but it was really fun. My opponent was very skilled and we had an awesome time. I believe it was like 53 turns long. And my usual matches are like between 20 and 30. I've never been too high. But anyways, this is a very defensive team and you'll see why in a second. So, I'm gonna lead off with my Jirachi because it's the thing that can counter all of his team, except if he led with Chandelure, which would have been bad, but it was obvious that he wouldn't. So I'm gonna go straight for the Iron Head. I do a lot of damage. I don't flinch it, so he gets off that Leech Seed. But I know that a second one is enough to take him out. I should have predicted him to switch out, but maybe he would have stayed in, and I didn't want to overpredict this early, so I just go straight for the Iron Head as he brings in his Rotom Wash. Now, Rotom Wash can't do much to me at all because I am max HP and close to max special defense. I believe I have some defense investments, but most of it is in special defense. But I know that I can take any hit, even if you had the HP fire, I can take that fairly nicely. And I'm just going to set up rocks. And he actually goes for the Will-O-Wisp, so that's telling me that this is a bulky variant, because I didn't see lefties on the first turn, so I wasn't entirely sure. But he goes for the Will-O-Wisp, gets the Leech Seed, and that's, the damage is kind of racking up, but I do have Wish, so that's not going to bother me that much. But I'm going to straight out and switch into my Ferrothorn as he goes for the Discharge. That does absolutely nothing to me because Ferrothorn is a monster. And I know that the Will-O-Wisp is fairly obvious, but I just want to get off a little bit of damage on this guy with the Power Whip. So that's exactly what I do. I get off the Power Whip, and I believe I switch out right here. All these after turns effects are kind of annoying, but that's what happens when you run a full stall team. But yeah, he switches out, goes into Fortress. I believe I pull off a double switch, or no. Yes, I pull off a double switch, and I go into my Gliscor. Now, I can't do much to this guy, but I'm fearing the status condition, or the I don't really know what he wanted to do. I just wanted to scout at this point, so I set up a substitute, and he's just going to set up some rocks. He can set up all the hazards he wants. I have my Tentacruel with the Rapid Spin, so that doesn't bother me in the least. But here, I'm just going to go for the Earthquake to see how much it would do. And it does absolutely nothing, and he gets off a Rapid Spin to spin away my rocks. And that's kind of unfortunate. But here, knowing that he's either going to have to switch out or go for more hazards, I get a free safe switch into my Politoed to get the rain up finally, because he has nothing to change it, so my rain is here to stay. And he's going to pull off a double switch into Rotom. Now, Rotom is bulky, so I'm just going to go for the Toxic. Since he has Discharge, I don't really care. I can take a move from this guy any day. I am max HP, max special defense, and I take that fairly nicely, and I go for the Toxic. And that is great because Toxic Rotom, especially if they're the bulky kind, is always good. Because stalling this thing out will be a lot easier now with my Gliscor. Now, he's going to switch out here, and I believe I predict that and go for the double switch. Let's see, I'm getting ahead of myself. No, I actually go for the Protect, but it fails because I just wanted to get some residual damage. So here, my best option right here is to switch into my Heatran and threaten him out with the Fire-type move. And I am just going to go, he's going to go for the Giga Drain that does absolutely nothing at all. And I'm just going to be able to threaten him out with the Fire Blast. Now, obviously he's not going to want to stay in, so he is going to switch out and go into his Hydreigon. And I missed the Fire Blast, which is a resisted hit, wouldn't have done much anyways, but you guys will see in a few minutes why that miss kind of mattered. But obviously I'm going to switch out to my Tentacruel because there's nothing he can do to touch me. And looking from his team, the only thing that really is going to be hurt by toxic spikes is the Chandelure, because Rotom is already toxic, and the rest either have levitate or don't take much damage. So I'm not gonna set it up, and I'm gonna go straight for the Scald, knowing that I can take a Draco Meteor fairly well. And Scald actually does a good chunk, but I was kind of hoping for the burn right there, but I don't get it, unfortunately. So I am going to protect right here. Maybe he wanted to stay in and go for another Draco, but he doesn't. He switches out. And my Rain Dish and Black Sludge actually recover a lot of HP each turn. So I'm going to go for another Protect right here, just to get that tiny bit of HP back. So when I switch back in, I'll be at higher HP, and it's a free switch, so that's great. So now I'm gonna have to switch out and obviously go back into my Heatran. He goes for the Leech Seed. I believe he goes for the Leech. Yeah, he goes for the Leech Seed and misses, which didn't really matter much because he's gonna have to switch out anyways. But I actually predicted him to go into Terrakion, thinking I would go for the Dragon type, the Dragon Pulse, predicting his Hydreigon to come in. But I do go for the HP Grass, which is great because my only solid counter to this guy was Gliscor, but Gliscor can't really take him on that well because of the that has no defense investment. It's actually a max HP, max speed Gliscor, too, made to stall. But anyways, I'm going to switch out to my Politoed. He's going to go for the Dark Pulse. That does a decent chunk, but I know that another one won't be able to take me out. So I'm going to go for the Protect. And he goes for the Surf, I believe. No, he goes for the Dark Pulse again. I don't know, when does he go for the Surf? I think he goes for the Surf on the next turn. No, he goes for the Dark Pulse. And here I live, and I'm going to hit him with a Scald. Now, here is where that mini damage from Heatran would have been important, because I would have been able to take him out. But it's going to have to be a double down. I'm going to Protect, and here is where he goes for the Surf. I was kind of thinking he would go for the Dark Pulse, and I was kind of thinking I should go into Heatran, but he just goes for the Surf, and I'm glad I didn't. So he's going to go for the Draco, gets a crit, useless crit, and that is going to be a double down. So my Politoed had to die. If I had hit that Fire Blast earlier, I would have been able to finish him off and have my Politoed as Death Fodder. But anyways, he's going to switch into Rotom. I'm going to switch into Heatran. I am faster, so I'm going to go for the Hidden Power Grass. Maybe he thought last time it was Water, or it was Ground, or Fighting. I don't really know. But point is, I take out the Rotom. I am locked into HP Grass, so I have to switch out. Go into my Heatran. No, my bad. I go into my my Tentacruel, and he actually pulls off a double switch into Chandelure, and that is kind of good for me because I do have the advantage here. So I'm going to Protect, predicting him just to scout whether he has the Energy Ball or not. No, I mean, the Energy Ball wouldn't have done much anyways. But anyways, I don't know why I predicted that. I should have gone straight for the Scald. But now he's going to switch out, go into his Roserade, and I'm just going to go for the Scald because it's my only attacking move on this guy, so I have to. Now, I'm going to get some more HP, which is great because I'm almost back at full. So now I'm going to Rapid Spin because I want to get rid of those rocks. And he goes for the Leech Seed. And that's fine with me. Doesn't bother me at all because I'm not planning to stay in here. So I'm gonna switch. No, actually, I think I go for another Scald right here. I'm not really sure. Let's see. I don't remember it that well. This was a pretty long match. Nope. I switch out, and I go into my Ferrothorn, predicting him to Leech Seed again or do something by the sort. But that works out in my favor because I am a Grass type, and that does not affect me. So now I'm gonna go for the, let's see, I forgot what I do. I'm gonna pull off a double switch into Heatran. Yes, that's what I do. And that was a great play on my part. But after a great play, always has to come a super play. That is the law of Pokemon. I'm gonna go for the Earth Power, predicting his Chandelure to come in to take the fire type move and get his flash fire boost. And he predicts that very nicely. It was a very risky play because if I had gone for the fire type move, that would have been a dead fortress. But anyways, I'm going to switch out into my Jirachi because I'm faster. I do have the rain up, so Thunder is 100 accuracy, and I'm going to take that out with a crit. I really doubt that mattered because considering how much Earth Power did, I know Heatran is stronger, but I believe that didn't matter anyways. But he's going to switch out into Roserade. I'm going to go for the Thunder, hoping to get the Parahax, and I do, which is awesome, and I get the full Paralyze right here, which is even greater, which was what I was aiming for in that moment. So hopefully, I don't know what, shit. All these after turns effect are making me get ahead of the nation. Anyways, he's going to switch out into his Chandelure as I set up a wish. And I was kind of hoping that I would get again a full para here. So I go for the Thunder. That does a pretty decent chunk actually. And I do get the Paralyze, but I do not get Parahax, and he's able to finish me off with a Fire Blast. But at that point, I was just foddering out Jirachi because I really had nothing to... No, I don't really need it because I have 3 guys left and he has 2. And judging from what he has left and what I have left, if I play my cards right, this game is mine. So I'm going to switch out to Tentacruel. He goes into Roserade. I'm just going to go for the Scald. And, oh, right here is where I confused the parts because there was a previous matchup between Tentacruel and Roserade. But, anyways, I'm going to go for another Scald right here. Just to try to get the burn. And I do get it here, which is good. Because even though he does have Natural Cure, that little bit of residual damage will help me out because it will completely negate the effects of Leech Seed. And, let's see, all this after turns effect. I told you this was a very stallish match. Lots of switching involved. Very, very stally indeed, but I really like using the theme. I find stall matches fun, even though you guys probably hate it. But anyways, I'm going to switch out, go into my Ferrothorn. I'm going to go for the... he's going to go for the Giga Drain. That does absolutely nothing at all. And I can threaten him out because basically he can't touch me. And at this point I was kind of hoping to fodder out this guy, Ferrothorn, because he has Roserade and Chandelure left. And Gliscor can take them both care of. He can take care of both fairly easy. So he's going to switch on Chandelure. I missed my Power Whip. That wouldn't have done much anyways, but still would have done a little bit. And I miss... and he gets paralyzed, so that's like really suckish. So I'm like, okay, he's probably gonna go for the fire move because he thinks I'm gonna fodder out my Jirachi. No, not my Jirachi, my Ferrothorn. So I'm gonna switch out and go into Gliscor on the obvious Fire Blast, and that is great because Fire Blast will be able to take me out. I was kind of fearing he would over predict, and go for the Hidden Power Ice, and that would have kind of put me in a pinch, but knowing he was going to go for the Fire Blast, I'm going to set up a sub right here. And obviously on the switch. And at this point it's just my game because he's not going to be able to set up a Leech Seed. And Earthquake will be a 2-hit KO on this guy considering how much the Iron Head earlier did. So I'm going to go for the Earthquake. It almost kills. And he's going to get off a Giga Drain on me. And that will break my sub. But I am faster than him and the Chandelure because this is max speed, as I said before. Because Gliscor is actually pretty fast. I believe he reaches like 308 speed with max and the plus speed nature. But anyways, I will be able to take out his Roserade, and his last guy is the Chandelure. And even if it were scarfed, it's still paralyzed, so that I will be able to finish him off with an Earthquake for the game. So I hope you guys enjoyed this ridiculously long match. It was really fun. Remember to leave a like if you enjoyed it, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace, yo.